You meet someone new. Within a tenth of a second, before you've said a single word, your brain has already decided something about them. Trustworthy or dangerous. Friend or threat. You didn't choose this. You couldn't stop it if you tried. But the real answer for why your brain works this way is far stranger than first impressions matter. It starts with a face. Not a name, not a resume, not a single fact about who this person actually is. Just the geometry of their features, arranged in a pattern your brain has been scanning for since before you could speak. Psychologist Alexander Todorov ran an experiment that revealed just how fast and how firm this judgment really is. He showed people photographs of strangers for less than a tenth of a second, barely enough time to blink, and still, participants rated those faces as trustworthy, competent, or aggressive with almost no hesitation. Give them more time to look. Their opinions barely changed. The verdict was already in. Why would a brain evolve to judge a total stranger that fast, from nothing but bone structure and skin? Because for most of human history, a stranger's face was the only information you had. And getting that snap judgment wrong could kill you. Picture your ancestors 40,000 years ago. No written language, no background checks, no mutual friends to vouch for anyone. If an unfamiliar person walked into camp, there was no database to consult, no way to verify their intentions. There was only a face and a few seconds to decide what to do about it. Your brain didn't wait for more data. It couldn't afford to. So it built a shortcut, a rapid-fire pattern matching system that scans facial symmetry, expression, and subtle muscle tension, then spits out a gut feeling before your conscious mind even catches up. Fast, automatic, almost impossible to override. This is where things get stranger. Your brain doesn't just judge new faces. It has a deep, almost irrational preference for familiar ones. Social psychologist Robert Zajonc discovered this decades ago in a series of experiments now known as the mere exposure effect. He showed people a set of unfamiliar images, repeated some of them more than others, and simply asked which ones they liked best. People consistently preferred the images they'd seen more often, not because those images were better, simply because they were familiar. Zajonc's experiments weren't about faces specifically, but later researchers ran the same logic on human faces and found the effect even stronger. The more you see a face even briefly, even without realizing it, the more your brain quietly files it under safe. Why would repetition alone make something feel trustworthy? Because in the ancestral world, repetition meant survival. If a face kept showing up around you day after day, season after season, and nothing bad had happened yet, that face was probably not a threat. Familiarity was evidence. It was the only long-term safety data your ancestors had, collected one encounter at a time. Your brain still runs on that logic. Right now. Today. This is why you trust your regular barista more than a stranger who looks identical. It's why a familiar brand logo feels safer than an unknown one, even when the product is exactly the same. It's why you'll believe a claim more easily the second or third time you hear it, even if nothing about the evidence has changed. Repetition feels like proof. It isn't. But your brain can't always tell the difference. There's a deeper layer to this, and it involves the size of your social world. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar spent years studying primate brains and social group sizes and found a striking pattern. The bigger a primate species' typical social group, the bigger the region of its brain devoted to social processing. Humans with our unusually large neocortex land at a predicted group size of roughly 150 stable relationships. Dunbar's number: 150 faces your brain is built to track closely. Everyone else? Strangers by default. That number explains something uncomfortable about modern life. You are not built for cities of millions. You are not built for a newsfeed of thousands of unfamiliar faces scrolling past every single day. Your brain evolved for a village, a tribe, a tight circle where every face had a history attached to it. So what happens when you flood that system with far more strangers than it evolved to handle? It starts running the shortcut constantly on everyone, all day long. Every new face online gets snap-judged for trustworthiness in a fraction of a second, the same way a face across a fire pit would have been 40,000 years ago. Except now there are thousands of them a day instead of a handful a year. No wonder it's exhausting. No wonder a stranger's opinion online can feel disproportionately threatening, even when you'll never meet them, even when their words can't actually hurt you. Your ancient threat detection system doesn't know the difference between a stranger at your fire and a stranger in your comment section. A face is a face. The alarm still fires. And no wonder familiar faces online, the same creators, the same commenters, the same handful of people you follow, start to feel like your tribe. Your brain is doing exactly what it was built to do. It's just doing it in an environment its instincts were never designed for. There's a twist buried inside all of this that most people never notice. The very system that helps you feel safe with familiar people is the same system that makes you suspicious of anyone new. Trust and suspicion aren't separate mechanisms. They're two outputs of the same ancient sorting process, running on the same input. How many times has your brain seen this face before? That means the gut feeling you have about a stranger isn't really about them at all. It's a snapshot of your own exposure history, projected onto a face that has nothing to do with your past. The stranger didn't do anything to earn your suspicion. Your brain simply hasn't logged enough encounters with them yet. Give it time. Give it repetition. And that suspicion softens into something closer to trust, whether or not the person actually deserves it. Which means the qualities you think you're seeing in a face, honesty, warmth, danger, are often qualities your own history is inventing. So the next time you meet someone new and some instant, wordless judgment rises up before they've said a thing, remember what that judgment actually is. It's not a read on their character. It's an ancient survival algorithm built for a world of firelight and small tribes, running on a stranger's face because that's all it has ever known how to do. And somewhere underneath that flicker of trust or unease, your ancestors are still deciding whether it's safe to sit down.